Welcome back to Gammy's Gotcha, where we get to connect on my little speck on the net. Anyway, today I really wanted to show you another really good recipe. If you're just kind of craving bread, it reminds me of going to Red Lobster, and you know how they have those cheesy biscuits that have a little bit of salt on them. Anyway, they're not exactly like them, but they're ketoized, so I'm going to show you. Let's get cracking. This is a 1.5 cups of almond flour. Then we have the baking powder, which is 2 teaspoons. Then we have a teaspoon of Italian blended seasoning. We've got a teaspoon of your garlic powder. You have a 1/4 cup of your sour cream. Make sure it's full fat, it's not low fat. We have 2 tablespoons of melted butter, 2 eggs, and a 1.5 cups of shredded sharp cheddar. Rubber silicone mat over a cookie sheet to kind of keep it stable while it's in the oven. We can go ahead and preheat our oven for 380 degrees while we're getting this all together. Okay, so first of all, we're going to go ahead and put in all the dry ingredients. We're going to go ahead and put the almond flour in, baking powder. We're going to put the Italian seasoning, garlic powder.
Okay, and then what we're going to do is just go ahead and stick this all together.
And I just kind of whisk it just to make sure that it's all kind of mixed in good. Puppy marks all over my arms. I've been getting nailed with those puppy teeth. Then once we get this all mixed up here, we're going to go ahead and start adding in the wet ingredients. That is the sour cream. Basically everything but cheese. Butter in here. Make sure your butter is melted, and also make sure it's not hot, because if it is hot, it will already start cooking the egg. And now we can just go ahead and whisk this all together. And these are yummy. You're gonna love these. And you can freeze them too. So like, it's just my husband and I, and there's just no way that we can go through a whole batch, you know, because you only want them every so often. I just take it out. Tonight we're gonna have the chicken of Alfredo that I had frozen a while back, some cheesy biscuits with it. You get all of the wet and the dry all combined. Go ahead and add your cheese. That will be the last thing you add. You can see that it's a nice paste, a lumpy paste for you here. Now we'll just go ahead and put these on the little cookie sheet.
If you don't have a silicone mat, make sure to spray your
See how
pan
many we
down.
get to make. And they're a great keto option. And if you do decide to make these, make sure that you always comment and let me know if you've made it, because it's always kind of fun to see what you think of them. And then also, if you have any other recipes that you want me to make, or one of your favorites I would love to make. So we're in it together, so whatever we can do to stay on track. That's the beauty of this diet, is you can manipulate it, change it around, and make things that kind of remind you of, I guess, comfort food, but yet you stay, and it doesn't raise your glucose. We have to really watch that as we get older, because that's what causes inflammation. And inflammation is what causes most all diseases. So we got to keep that glucose down, whether you're a diabetic or not. It's funny how they're just finding out so much more about how, if we can get this sugar and grain out of our diet, how much better off we are. All right, so they're a little lopsided here. So we have what? We have 12 biscuits here. We're going to put them in the oven for 25 minutes. Meanwhile, I went ahead and melted down some more butter. I'm going to go ahead and put some garlic salt in this. Let's put about 1/2 teaspoon. We'll put this on top of the biscuits when they're all done. you know, while we're waiting for the biscuits to get done, I just really want to go over how important it is also, and I don't think I've ever brought this up, and I don't know why, but you do need lots of water. A lot of times what I'll do is in my water, sometimes I'll even like shred up a little bit of ginger with like a fine little grater. Maybe put about a tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in a great big Yeti cup and swirl it around, and a lot of times that's really a nice quencher for when you're outside, especially when it's going to start getting warm, hopefully soon, and it'll be good for you. So lots and lots of water. You're going to find that you're going to the bathroom a lot, meaning going number one all the time, because with these savory foods you're going to find that you're more thirsty. It's not like you have to beat a quota, but you know, they always say 8 ounces, 8 glasses of water a day. I don't know, but I can go through that no problem because I drink a lot of tea. In fact, you can see my little tea kettle right over here. I drink a lot of tea throughout the day. And so I've got a ginger kind right now that I'm drinking. But it's really good. And any way you can get your fluids in, keep your electrolytes up, you know, we can do this, guys. We really can. Honestly, just keep it simple. If these recipes are just too much for you, simple, just go back to basics. Some people really need some extras to really keep them on track, to make more of everything. Normally I'd probably double it. Once they cool down, throw them in a Ziploc baggie, throw them in the freezer, and you can pull those out and throw them in the microwave and nuke them, and they're great. So like if you're making spaghetti some night, or if you just a bread substitute, then have one of these, and they're great. I mean, who doesn't like cheesy, salty biscuits? You're gonna be spending more time in the kitchen, but you can be smart about being in the kitchen though. Double, triple a batch, whatever it's gonna take, to where it's so easy and convenient to make it. Well, as soon as I start getting low on my little peanut butter chocolate cups that I made the other day, I always double the recipe, you know, stock up the freezer again, and I'll probably be making you some really good cookies that I really like too. Mike really loves them, but lemon drop type cookie. But I have to have a snack. I doesn't hurt my glucose. I check it every morning. I check it every night, about an hour to 2 hours after dinner. And I want to know where my glucose is. And you don't have to do this, because if you are keeping under 20 grams of carbs, here a lot of people do net carb, and I do pretty much do a lot of net carbing, and because like almond flour, I do kind of deduct the fiber from that, because nuts, almond flour. But any way that you can stay on track, I say go for it, because anytime you're cutting out sugar, grains, you're going to start seeing a huge difference. Your weight will start reflecting a low number on the scale. Just stick with it. And how could it not be good for you, to me, if you're cutting out sugars? You may not need to go down to 20 grams or less. You may be able to bump up your carbs to 30 grams. I mean, and still lose weight, and I say go for it. So, and there's days that I do get up that high. I mean, it's not like I stick with it, you know. Now, when I first started, I really did, but you know, now it's like I've kind of got a rhythm. I kind of know where I'm at. Once you start getting into that fat burning mode and you are in ketosis, that is where the beauty starts happening, because your body just starts, I don't know, it's just a whole different feel. You just feel a lot more alive. Your brain fog goes away. There's just so many pluses to this way of eating. Don't give up. You've got this. And if you start and if you can try to get your spouse on board, it just makes it so much easier. And even if they're thin, it doesn't matter. Cancers, they feed on sugar. They feed on, and carbs are sugar. Carbs turn to sugar. I mean, honestly, if you have any questions, you know, I'm here for you. If you want to know a referral to some of the doctors I listen to, Dr. Westman, of course, that's one of the food lists. You got Dr. Berry, he's excellent. Dr. Westman, Dr. Berg, Dr. Boz, she's fabulous. She's a little bit more really trying to help if you have cancer. She's very, very hardcore because of what she deals with the brain. So she really has incorporated keto. And as you could tell, I kind of brought her up a video that I did on doing your ketones and your glucose. She's the one that came up with that whole dividing the two. Okay. This is after about 25 minutes. I thought I'd check them. Okay. It's fine right now. I'm gonna cut the heat, probably 25 minutes. So check them at 20, depending on how done you want them. But I mean, as you can see, they're fine. They're perfect, actually. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and dust them
with melted butter and some garlic salt.
Get them good. That's one thing I absolutely loved about Red Lobster's biscuits, is because they had kind of that cheesy, salty top. Okay, so there you have it, your cheesy, kind of like Red Lobster biscuits. Anyway, they're really good. Give it a shot, see what you think. Comment down below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and make sure you, when you do hit subscribe, hit the little bell, and then that will notify you anytime I have another video. I want to show you something though. Today, Louise Hayes has this little calendar out, but I thought it was so appropriate. Look forward to a healthy old age because I take loving care of my body now. There you go. So, words of wisdom. Okay, here's our little Coco. I'm by the sink again. She's getting scared again. Anyway, we hope you have a great day, and we just want to say thank you so much for joining us, and I hope this helps you. That's the whole reason why I'm doing this, is to try to reach out and help other people. I just know that a lot of the YouTubers I used to listen to and watch, they help me so much, and so with me being asked so many questions about how are you doing this and all, that's the only reason why I started this, just to try to help anybody I can, because I know how helpful it was to be watching other people that were going through it. And I could see so much of myself in what they had been going through with all their weight loss. But I can see me staying on this. On vacation, we go off of it. But for the most part, I would say 98% of the time, my husband and I are keto people. So we're just gonna keto on. It's working great for us. And we want to live happy, healthy, long. We want to be able to golf and do all the stuff we love. Bye. We love you. Peace. Ciao for now.